Hello, Callicrafters. See what I did there? You can all tell me how funny I am when we get back. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. So today we're going to start a longer project, but I know that lots of you have already sent me in your bases and I've been blown away by how amazing they are. So we have got mine here. This was my attempt. I told you I'd show you. So I maybe got a little bit carried away with it, but I used cobblestone and dark prismarine. And then at the top here, I just created a chimney by putting a bonfire in the middle. So I cheated a little bit because I didn't say I could use any of those, but I just thought it made a really nice effect. So we are going to start looking at some different homes throughout history. So if we go over to here, this is where I'm going to start building lots of our different houses. So what we're going to do is each time we'll look at a different era of time across British history, and then we're going to recreate some of those types of buildings or homes. We know that living in Britain that there are so many different types of houses already. So you could just walk up your high street and you'll see lots of different styles of homes. So today we're going to be looking at the Celtic era. So the Celts were around from around 750 BC, which means before Christ, to around 12 BC, and they were some of the most powerful people that were living in Europe at the time. And there were lots of different tribes across them, but we won't go too much into that because we're looking at their homes. But generally, as a collective, they were known as the Celts, which actually comes from a Greek word called Keltoi. I think I pronounced that correctly, which means barbarians. So that's how they were perceived by lots of other cultures at the time. So we're going to look at Celtic houses today. I'm going to tell you what I know about them, and I've started building one here, but I'm not going to finish it until maybe the next episode where I'll show you mine. But I'd like you guys to all have a go at creating one as well, based on the facts that I've told you, but maybe some facts that you've researched as well, so you can show me your finished outcomes. I'm sure you guys are going to do a much better job than I have done. You've already shown me how fantastic you could be with your original bases. So the Celtic houses were round. Now that's really, really hard in Minecraft, where everything is a cube and not round, so no curved edges. So just going to look at, you can see that I did it with my other base as well, where I used blocks diagonally to try and create this round kind of feel. And you can't really see it because I've started my roof here, but the way I did it was, so I'd do a longer strip here and then just go diagonally down, and then I think I put 2 here, and that almost creates, I don't think I've done that particularly well, not lined it up with the others, but you can see that kind of creates a roundish effect. And I don't know if you want to try and do a better job than me. Maybe I needed to make it a little bit bigger, I'm not really sure, but try your best. So all their houses were round, and then there were different types of walls depending on whether they lived in the north or the south of Britain. So the south, they tended to use thatched wood, and then on the outside they would use a mixture of straw and wood to insulate it, to keep the heat in, which they would pack in around the outside. In the north, which is what I've gone for, they used a lot of clay. So I've used a clay block to create my walls because I wasn't really sure how to create the other effect, but you guys might have an idea on what you want to do for that. So the roofs, you can see that I have used some straw blocks here. So they had straw on the roofs of their houses. They would cover it in mud as well, and that also helped to keep them warm, because you know how cold it is here in the winter. So imagine living in just a house like this. They had to do everything they could to make sure that it was as warm as possible. I didn't have any windows or anything like that. It was all about trying to keep the heat in as much as possible. They did, however, have a hole right in the middle of their roof. So if I was going to build this, I'd make sure that I had a hole, because in the center of their homes they would create a fire, and that fire was all about, it was everything. It was how to be warm, how to have that, keep the animals warm, and all of those kind of things. So You can see that I've started the roof here, and I've used, as I said, some straw blocks. I'm not overly convinced because obviously it's got these red bits of string around the outside. It does kind of look pretty good from that side, apart from that one there. But then it's not, it just doesn't look effective from all angles. So maybe you guys could have a think about how you can improve that and do a better job of it. I'm really interested to see what you all come up with, because I found it quite difficult to try and find anything else that I could use. It's all about the directional, so from that end, yes, fine, I'd be more than happy with it, but actually from the side, it doesn't quite create the same feel, does it? I'm not so convinced. They also kept all their animals in the house with them, which I think sounds very chaotic and very smelly. I'm not sure about you guys, but that does not sound particularly pleasant. You know, on creative mode that you've got your mob eggs, so you can create them. You might want to put some of the animals in your house. Oh, it's not letting me drop it. And then let them hatch and then see where you go from there. Around the outside, so generally not just around their houses, but around the entire village or the entire settlement, they would have wooden fences and a ditch, and that was to make sure that it was harder for intruders to get in, essentially. So they almost, I mean, I've already got water here. I'm not sure if it had necessarily water in it. I think it might have just been a ditch. It just so happens that I've got water running around it. And you can see here that I've been experimenting with some different types of fencing. So this over here is actual fence panels that I've just started to stack along the top and just keep building it up. Their fences would have been really high so they could keep all of their enemies out. So that might have been other tribes. And later on, the Romans, we know, invaded. So maybe that would go around the house. I'm not sure. Here we go. That's quite a nice effect. And you, oh, whoops. Oh no, I've fallen. Whoops. Okay, so that creates a nice effect. You can see through it, which I'm not sure I'm keen on. And then here I've used some doors, trapdoors. So to do that, I had to put the blocks down. Oh no, it's the horse all over again. I've got chicken stuck in there this time. And then you put it down. And it goes like that. Although I want that to go the other way around. And it's the same, I've done exactly the same with this one, apart from it's a spruce trapdoor. And then once you go around the other side, you can take it out. And you've got your fence. So that's definitely going to stop some intruders, but you guys can be as creative as you like, and to see how it works out and which ones you prefer. I think if I was going to choose, I would probably choose this spruce one, because it just looks a little bit more like it would protect you and people can't see into the settlement as well. So that is your next challenge, guys, is to have a go using the facts that I've told you, and maybe you could do some more research as well, it's up to you, is to create your own Celtic home. So this is what I've got. I mean, try and make it round. So let me go over the facts. That might be easy. So basic facts are the houses were round and they had thatched roofs, which were covered with mud on the top to keep them warm. They either had wooden walls, which had straw and mud mixture put onto it to keep the warmth in. They had no windows, or in the north they had clay walls. There was a fire in the middle, which they used to cook and to heat things up, which made the house really, really smoky. But they used that. They had a hole in the roof to let some of that smoke out, and they kept animals in the houses. And then on the outside, they had wooden fences and a trench to try and keep intruders out. I mean, this poor little chicken. Before I go, should we try and get him out? There we go. He's happy now. So good luck, guys. I'm really, really interested. And then the next time we will build another culture's type of home through our history. I hope you have fun with it, and I know for a fact that we're all having fun having a look at all your houses and your builds so far. So keep it up. Remember to keep safe, keep washing those hands, and I will see you next time. Bye!